You did not answer because you are busy surviving. That is exactly what they count on. Let me show you the cage you have been living in without even knowing it exists. You wake up each morning exhausted before your feet even touch the floor. You rush through routines you barely remember, chasing a paycheck that disappears before you can even hold it. You trade your hours for dollars, your energy for survival, your dreams for debt. And somehow, you are told this is normal. This is success. This is what life looks like. But deep down, you know something's wrong. You feel it in your chest when you scroll through your account balance. You feel it when you say yes to overtime you do not want. You feel it when you watch years slip by while you are stuck in the same place, running faster but going nowhere. They told you to study hard. They told you to get a good job. They told you to play by the rules and everything would work out. Yet here you are, working harder than ever, still feeling like you are barely holding on. Why does it feel like you are trapped on a treadmill that keeps speeding up? Why does every solution they offer just create more problems? Why do you feel guilty for wanting more when you are already doing everything they asked you to do? The answer is not what you think. It is not your fault. You have not failed. You have been set up to fail from the very beginning. There is a hidden system operating right under your nose. It is designed to keep you docile, distracted, and desperate. It needs you tired so you will not question it. It needs you busy so you will not see it. It needs you in debt so you cannot escape it. Every month the same cycle repeats. You work, you pay bills, you repeat. You are conditioned to believe this is just how life works, but it is not natural. It is manufactured. Think about it. Who benefits when you are too exhausted to think clearly? Who wins when you are so focused on surviving that you never have time to thrive? Who profits when you trade your best years for a pension that might not even be there when you are old? The system does not want you free. It wants you dependent. It wants you believing that your worth is tied to your productivity, that your value is measured by your salary, that your success is defined by what you own. You have been taught to seek permission instead of taking action. You have been trained to ask for raises instead of creating value. You have been conditioned to wait for opportunities instead of building them. This is not an accident. It is by design. They need you playing their game because that is how they win. Every time you accept less than you deserve, the system wins. Every time you settle for safety over freedom, the system wins. Every time you choose comfort over growth, the system wins. But here is what they do not want you to realize. The game is rigged. The rules were written to keep you in your place. The path they gave you leads to a destination they control. You can follow every rule, check every box, do everything right, and still end up with nothing. That is not failure. That is the system working exactly as intended. You feel frustrated because you are doing everything they said to do, and it is still not enough. You feel betrayed because the promises were lies wrapped in nice packaging. You feel angry because you have been playing a game where the finish line keeps moving. These feelings are not weakness. They are your intuition screaming that something is fundamentally wrong. The trap is not just financial. It is mental. It is emotional. It is spiritual. They have convinced you that wanting more is greedy, that questioning the system is dangerous, that dreaming of freedom is unrealistic. They have made you small so they can feel big. They have made you doubt yourself so you will depend on them. They have made you afraid to leave so you will stay compliant. But what if I told you the cage door was never locked? What if I told you the only thing keeping you trapped is the belief that you need permission to be free? What if everything they taught you about success was actually designed to keep you stuck? You have been looking for answers inside the system when the only real answer is outside of it. The frustration you feel is a signal. It is your soul telling you that you were made for more than this. You were not built to just survive. You were built to thrive. You were not designed to serve someone else's dream. You were designed to build your own. The exhaustion is not because you are weak. It is because you are using your strength in the wrong direction. Every day you stay in the trap, it gets harder to leave. The debts grow. The responsibilities multiply. The fear intensifies. But the cost of staying is far greater than the cost of leaving. You are not just losing money. You are losing time. You are losing energy. You are losing pieces of yourself that you will never get back. And for what? A pat on the back? A gold watch after 30 years? A retirement you might be too broken to enjoy? The system does not love you. It uses you. It does not care about your dreams. It cares about your compliance. It does not want you to win. It wants you to participate. But participation is not victory. Playing the game is not the same as winning it. And you have been playing by rules that ensure you can never actually win. I know this feels heavy. I know it is uncomfortable to face. But this discomfort is necessary. You need to feel the weight of the trap before you can find the strength to escape it. You need to see the chains before you can break them. You need to admit you are lost before you can find your way out. The good news is this: once you see the trap, you cannot unsee it. Once you understand the game, you can start playing a different one. Once you realize the rules are fake, you can write your own. This is not about working harder within the system. It is about working smarter outside of it. It is not about getting a better job. It is about creating a better life. It is not about surviving the trap. It is about escaping it completely. Escaping it completely requires you to understand the one secret they never taught you in school. This secret is not a magic trick or a hidden loophole. It is a fundamental shift in how you see value. Most people think value comes from effort. They believe that sweating, struggling, and suffering somehow makes their work worth more. But the truth is much simpler and much more uncomfortable. Value does not come from how hard you work. It comes from the problems you solve. When you realize this, everything changes. You stop trying to work harder and start trying to think deeper. You stop selling your time and start selling your solutions. This shift is the key to the cage. Once you see it, the bars disappear. But seeing it requires you to unlearn almost everything you were taught growing up. Let me ask you a question that might make you angry. Think about what your parents told you about money. Remember what your teachers drilled into your head. They told you that saving every penny was the path to wealth. Being careful and safe was their main advice. They made you believe that hoarding cash and avoiding mistakes was the ultimate goal. I need you to listen to me very carefully right now. That belief is the exact reason you are stuck. Saving money does not make you rich. It just makes you poor slower. When you focus only on saving, you are playing a game of defense. You are trying not to lose. But wealth is never built on defense. It is built on offense. It is built on creating, building, and moving forward. By teaching you to be safe, they taught you to be small. They taught you to fear the very actions that lead to freedom. You have spent your whole life trading your hours for a fixed amount of cash. This is the biggest lie of all. Your time is not your most valuable asset. Your energy and your ideas are. Time is just a container. What you put inside that container is what matters. If you spend 8 hours doing a task that a machine or a cheaper worker could do, you are wasting your container. You are filling it with low-value actions. The secret is to fill your container with high-value actions. High-value actions are things that scale. They are things that keep working even when you are sleeping. They are things that help other people get what they want. When you help enough people get what they want, you automatically get what you want. This is the law of value. It is simple, but it is incredibly powerful. Think about the people you admire. Consider the ones who seem to have it all figured out. Do they work 80 hours a week doing the same repetitive tasks? No. They spend their time figuring out what people need. They spend their energy building systems that deliver those needs. They do not trade time for money. They trade value for money. And value is not tied to the clock. A single idea can be worth millions. A single solution can change an entire industry. But you will never find that idea if you are too busy doing busy work. You will never build that solution if you are exhausted from running on their treadmill. You need to stop being a worker and start being a thinker. You need to stop being a follower and start being a creator. I know this sounds scary. I know it feels like I am asking you to throw away your safety net. It feels like I am telling you to jump off a cliff and hope you learn to fly on the way down. But the safety net you are holding onto is full of holes. It is not keeping you safe. It is just keeping you trapped. The real danger is not taking a risk. The real danger is staying exactly where you are and hoping things get better on their own. Things do not get better on their own. They get worse. The trap tightens. The walls close in. The only way out is through. You have to be willing to let go of the old beliefs to grab onto the new ones. You have to be willing to feel uncomfortable for a while, so you can feel free for the rest of your life. Let us look at how you view failure. They taught you that failure is bad. They taught you that making mistakes means you are not good enough. So you avoid failure at all costs. You stick to the safe path. You do what is expected. But failure is just data. It is just information telling you what does not work. Every successful person fails constantly. The difference is that they use failure as a stepping stone instead of a stopping point. They learn from it. They adjust. They try again. When you change how you see failure, you change how you see the world. You stop being afraid to try new things. You start experimenting. You start testing. You start finding what works. And when you find what works, you scale it. Right now, you are probably thinking about your specific situation. You are thinking about your bills, your job, your responsibilities. Wondering how you can possibly apply this when you have no extra time and no extra money. That is exactly the mindset they want you to have. They want you focused on your lack so you never see your potential. But potential does not require money. It requires focus. It requires a shift in attention. You can start solving problems right where you are. Look for inefficiencies in your daily life. Ask better questions. Learn new skills during the quiet moments of your day. The shift happens in your mind first. The physical results come later. The secret is not a hidden formula. It is a new pair of eyes. It is looking at the world and seeing opportunities instead of obstacles. Seeing lessons instead of punishments when you face problems. Seeing freedom instead of a cage when you check your schedule. When you change your perspective, you change your reality. You stop reacting to life and start creating it. Waiting for permission ends today, and taking action begins. This is what it means to escape the trap completely. It is a mental liberation before it is a physical one. You have to free your mind before you can free your life. Consider the stories you tell yourself every single day. You tell yourself that you are not smart enough. Claiming you are too old is another common lie. Believing you missed your chance is the final trap. These stories are just lies you have been repeating until they felt like truth. But you are the author of those stories. You can change the plot at any time. You can decide that today is the day the main character finally wakes up. Make today the day the hero stops running and starts fighting. The narrative is yours to control. Do not let the system write your ending. Do not let fear dictate your next chapter. Take the pen back. Write a new story where you win. Create a life where you break free. Build a future where you finally understand the true nature of value. This awakening is not a one-time event. It is a daily practice. You will wake up tomorrow and the old beliefs will try to creep back in. The old fears will try to pull you back into the cage. That is normal. That is part of the process. You just have to recognize them for what they are. They are just echoes of the past. They have no power over you unless you give them power. Every time you choose the new belief over the old one, you get stronger. Every time you choose action over fear, you get closer to freedom. The shift is happening right now, just by you listening to these words. Your mind is already starting to change. You are already starting to see the bars of the cage. And once you see them, you can start bending them. You must understand that this journey requires immense patience. The world will try to pull you back into the old ways. Your friends might not understand your new mindset. Telling you to calm down and stop dreaming so big is their default reaction. Ignore them. They are just projecting their own fears onto you. You cannot let their limitations become your limitations. You have to stand firm in your new reality. You have to protect your energy fiercely. Guard your mind like a fortress. Only let in thoughts that build you up. Only listen to voices that push you forward. This is your life. This is your final opportunity. Do not waste it on the opinions of people who are just as trapped as you used to be. Keep moving forward. Keep pushing ahead. Keep believing in the shift. Believing in the shift is only the first step, because a shift in your mind means absolutely nothing without a mechanism to apply it. You need a concrete plan. You need a step-by-step framework that bypasses the traditional rules of the trap. This is the exact mechanism I used to break free. It has 3 simple phases. The first phase is the hunt. The second phase is the build. The third phase is the launch. Let us break down the hunt. You are looking for a painful problem, not a mild inconvenience. A deep, burning frustration that keeps people awake at night. Look around your daily life. Look at the complaints you hear from your peers. Look at the things that make you angry. Every single complaint is a hidden opportunity. People are literally begging for solutions. They just do not know how to ask for them properly. Your job is to listen closely. You need to find a specific group of people who are struggling with a specific issue. Do not try to solve everything for everyone. That is a rookie mistake. Pick one narrow problem. Find the exact moment where people feel the most pain. Write that problem down in one clear sentence. This is your target. Now we move to the build phase. This is where most people get stuck because they overcomplicate things. They think they need a massive budget or a huge team. You do not need either of those things. You just need a simple, effective solution. Your solution does not have to be perfect. It just has to work better than what they currently have. If you are good with words, write a guide. If you are good with organization, create a simple system. If you are good with talking, offer a direct consultation. The format does not matter. The result matters. Ask yourself one question. Does this fix their pain? If the answer is yes, you are ready. Do not spend months polishing it. Perfection is just procrastination in disguise. Build a rough version. Test it on one person. See if it actually helps them. If it does, you have a product. You have created real value. This is the moment you stop being a consumer. The final phase is the launch. This is where the trap tries to pull you back in. Fear will tell you that you are not ready. Fear will tell you that people will judge you. Ignore that voice completely. You are going to offer your solution without asking for permission. You do not need a degree. You do not need a license. You just need to reach out to the people who have the problem and tell them you have the fix. Start with your immediate circle. Tell them what you built. Ask them if they know anyone who needs it. Then, go to where those people hang out. Answer their questions for free. Give away your best advice. Show them that you actually understand their pain. When you give value up front, trust builds naturally. People will eventually ask you how they can get more. That is when you introduce your solution. You are not selling. You are simply offering a helping hand to those who are drowning. Let us talk about the money aspect, because that is usually the biggest mental block. You might feel guilty charging for your help. You might think that making money is somehow dirty. That is the conditioning talking. When you solve a real problem, you deserve to be compensated. Your income is just a reflection of value. If you save someone 10 hours of frustration, they will gladly pay you for that time. Set a fair price. Do not undercharge just to be nice. Undercharging actually makes people value your work less. State your price clearly and confidently. If they say no, that is perfectly fine. There are millions of people out there. You only need a few to say yes to change your entire trajectory. Every time you make a sale, you prove to yourself that the mechanism works. That proof builds your confidence. That confidence fuels your next move. Once you get those first few results, you enter the loop phase. This is where the magic happens. You take the feedback from your initial users and you improve your solution. You make it faster. You make it easier. You make it more effective. Then you reach out to a slightly larger group. You repeat this cycle over and over. Each time, you get a little better. Each time, your income grows. This is how you build momentum without risking everything. You are not quitting your job tomorrow. You are building an escape route right next to it. You work on your mechanism in the quiet hours. You use your early mornings and your late nights. You sacrifice your entertainment for a few months. You must track your progress meticulously. Write down every interaction. Note what worked and what failed. Data does not lie. Emotions do. When you feel like giving up, look at your data. Look at the people you have already helped. Look at the skills you have acquired. You are no longer the same. The system relies on you staying ignorant. By learning this mechanism, you have become dangerous to the trap. They cannot control someone who knows how to create their own value. They cannot manipulate someone who is not afraid to build their own path. You are stepping out of the shadows into the light. Remember that consistency beats intensity. Working for 12 hours on one day and then doing nothing for a week will get you nowhere. Working for just one focused hour every single day will change your life. Protect that 1 hour fiercely. Turn off your phone. Close your door. Tell your family you are not disturbed. This is your sacred time. This is the time you invest in your own freedom. Do not let anyone steal it from you. The world will demand your attention. Bills will demand your attention. Drama will demand your attention. Put all of that on hold for your sacred hour. You are building an empire. There will be days when you feel completely lost. There will be days when your solution fails and you feel like a fool. Embrace those days. They are the tuition you pay for success. Every failure is just a lesson in disguise. Adjust your approach. Try a different angle. Change your wording. It bends to fit your unique strengths. You just have to keep pushing through the friction. The friction is just the feeling of your old life resisting your new life. Push harder. The resistance will eventually break. When it breaks, you will feel a rush of momentum that is impossible to stop. This framework is your ultimate weapon. It is simple enough for anyone to understand, but powerful enough to change your destiny. You do not need a fancy office. You do not need a fancy suit. You just need a clear mind and a relentless drive. Look at the problem. Build the fix. Repeat until you are free. That is the entire secret. It is not hidden in a secret society. It is not locked in a vault. It is right here in front of you. The only thing missing is your action. You have the map. You have the tools. You have the knowledge. Think about where you will be a year from now if you do nothing. You will be in the exact same spot, only older and more tired. The trap will be tighter. The walls will be higher. Now think about where you will be if you apply this mechanism today. You will have a new income stream. You will have a new sense of pride. The choice is entirely yours. No one is going to force you to do this. No one is going to hold your hand. You have to be your own leader. You have to be your own motivator. Stand up straight. Look at the problem in front of you and start building the solution. Your final opportunity is slipping away with every passing second. Grab it with both hands and never let go. Let us review the core steps one last time to make sure they are locked in your mind. Second, build a simple fix. Third, you launch it without fear. Fourth, loop the feedback to improve. This cycle is your new reality. It replaces the old cycle of waking up, working, paying bills, and repeating. You are breaking the loop of the trap by creating your own loop of growth. Every single week, you are expanding your reach. The momentum will compound. What starts as a tiny spark will eventually become a roaring fire. You just have to keep feeding it. Keep feeding it with your focus. Keep feeding it with your effort. Keep feeding it with your belief. The mechanism is proven. The only variable left is you. Make the decision right now to be the person who follows through. Be the person who actually does the work. Be the person who escapes. You hold the key to your own destiny, so turn that key and open the door to a new life today. Your future self is waiting for you to take this exact step right now. You must take action immediately. Do not wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow is a lie told by the trap to keep you stuck. Today is the only day that matters. Take the step. Claim your freedom. But claiming your freedom is only the easy part because the real battle starts the very next morning. You will wake up feeling excited for a few brief moments. Then a heavy wave of doubt will crash right over your head. Your brain will suddenly tell you that you made a huge mistake. It will whisper that you are not smart enough to pull this off. This is the first layer of resistance. It comes from inside your own mind. You spent your whole life being told to stay safe. Now you are breaking those rules. Your brain hates change. It wants to keep you in the familiar cage. It will throw every fear at you to make you stop. You will look at your unfinished project and suddenly feel completely overwhelmed. The simple steps that made perfect sense yesterday will now look impossible. You might even feel a strange urge to just go back to your normal routine. This is a trick. Your mind is trying to protect you from the unknown. It thinks the familiar trap is safer than the scary open door. You have to recognize this feeling for what it truly is. It is just a chemical reaction in your brain. It is not a fact. It is not a sign that you should quit. It is just your old self fighting to stay alive. You must let the old self die so the new self can grow. Then the outside world will join the fight. This is where it gets really messy. The people closest to you will notice a change in your energy. They will see that you are no longer complaining about your job. They will see that you are spending your free time building something new. At first, they might act supportive, but deep down, your success makes them uncomfortable. It reminds them of their own failures. It shows them that they could have done more with their lives. They do not want to face that painful truth. So they will try to pull you back down into the mud with them. They will make little comments that sting. They might ask why you work so hard on a silly project. They will use words like realistic to box you in. They want you to stay small because your smallness makes them feel big. If you are stuck like they do not feel bad about their choices. Your growth is a mirror reflecting their stagnation. They will smash that mirror if you let them. Do not share your new dreams with people committed to misunderstanding you. This is the moment where most people give up. They cannot handle the internal doubt and external pressure at the same time. They cave in. They tell friends they were kidding about the project. They go back to watching television. They choose the comfort of the cage over the pain of growth. Do not be one of those people. You need to understand that this pushback is actually a good sign. It means you are moving in the right direction. If you were staying in your lane, nobody would say a single word. The resistance only shows up when you are about to break through a major barrier. Think about a rocket launching into space. The violent shaking happens right at the beginning. The rocket must fight the thick atmosphere to reach the stars. Your journey is the same. The first week is your atmosphere. It is thick and full of friction. You will feel like you are burning up. But if you keep pushing, you will break through to clear space. You just have to survive that initial shake. How do you survive it? Start by shutting your mouth. Stop telling everyone about your plans. Stop looking for approval. Stop asking for permission. Your dreams are too fragile for people who do not understand them. Keep your mouth shut and let your results do the talking. When people ask what you are doing, just give a boring answer. Tell them you are just reading a book or learning a new hobby. Keep your real mission completely secret. This protects your energy. It keeps the negative vibes away from your fresh ideas. It allows you to build in peace without the constant commentary from the crowd. Next, change your environment. You cannot heal where you got sick. If your room has distractions, move to a library. If your friends complain, find new friends. Surround yourself with people building something. Be around individuals who talk about growth instead of drama. If you cannot find them in real life, find them in books. Listen to voices of those who escaped the trap. Let their wisdom drown out the noise. Expect results to be slow at first. This is a huge reason people quit. They work hard for 3 days and expect a massive change. When they do not see money rolling in immediately, they assume the mechanism is broken. They assume they are doing it wrong. But real growth works like planting a tree. You put the seed in the dirt and water it every day. For weeks, you see absolutely nothing happening above the soil. It looks like you are wasting your time. But underneath the ground, the roots are growing deep and strong. If you dig up the seed to check on it, you kill it. You have to trust the process. Give yourself a strict timeline to ignore results. For the first 30 days, do not check the scoreboard. Focus only on daily actions. Did you do your 1 hour of work today? Yes. Then you win the day. Shift your focus from the outcome to the effort. The outcome is out of your control. The effort is up to you. When you master your daily effort, the outcome takes care of itself. There will be many days when you feel completely alone on this long journey. You will look around and realize that nobody truly gets what you are trying to do. That deep loneliness can feel incredibly heavy, but you have to reframe that loneliness as a privilege. It is the price of admission for a better life. The crowd is always loud and comfortable. The path to freedom is always quiet and solitary. You are walking a road that very few people are brave enough to take. Just enjoy the quiet. Use the silence to think clearly. Use the solitude to build your strength. You do not need a cheerleading squad to succeed. You just need your own quiet determination. When doubt gets loud, write down your reasons for starting. Keep a small notebook in your pocket. Write exactly why you want to escape. Write the things you want to buy for your family. Write the places you want to travel. Read that list every morning and every night. This will anchor your mind when storms hit. It will remind you that temporary pain is worth the permanent reward of freedom. Your vision must be stronger than your excuses. Remember that the people trying to stop you are not necessarily bad people. They are just asleep. They are trapped in the same illusion you just woke up from. Do not get angry at them. Do not try to force them to see the truth. You cannot wake someone up who is pretending to sleep. Just smile, nod, and keep moving forward. Pity them if you must, but do not let them drag you down. Their limitations are not your limitations. Their fears are not your fears. You have seen the door. You have the key. You cannot pretend you do not know the way out anymore. The resistance will eventually run out of fuel. It takes a lot of energy to fight against someone who refuses to stop. After a few weeks, your friends will realize that you are not going back to your old self. They will stop making the negative comments. They might even start asking you for advice. This is the ultimate victory. You did not argue with them. You did not fight them. You just outgrew them. You became so focused on your own path that their noise became irrelevant. This is how you win the battle against the resistance. You simply refuse to play their game. Build a mental fortress around your new identity. Every time you complete a task, add a brick to that wall. Every time you ignore a distraction, add another brick. Soon, negative opinions will bounce right off your fortress. They will not reach you. You will be safe inside your own mindset. Nothing can touch you when you know exactly who you are. You are now ready for the next phase. The shift is complete. The resistance is defeated. You are finally moving forward with total clarity. That clarity changes everything about how you wake up in the morning. You open your eyes and the heavy feeling in your chest is completely gone. The dread of facing another useless day vanishes into thin air. Instead, a quiet excitement fills the room. You know exactly what you need to do. You have a purpose that belongs only to you. The alarm clock is no longer an enemy. It is a signal that your new life has begun. You get out of bed with a spring in your step. Your mind is sharp and focused. The brain fog that used to cloud your thoughts has lifted. You look in the mirror and see a different person staring back. The tired, defeated look is replaced by a quiet fire. You know a secret that the rest of the world is still sleeping on. This internal peace is the first major reward. You stop worrying about what others think. Their opinions lose their power over your emotions. You become the captain of your own soul. Your daily habits transform without you even forcing them. You no longer need to rely on sheer willpower to stay on track. The new routine feels natural. It feels like breathing. You protect your time fiercely now. Distractions that used to steal your hours suddenly look ridiculous. Mindless scrolling and pointless arguments hold no appeal for you anymore. You crave progress instead of cheap entertainment. Your energy levels skyrocket because you are finally doing work that matters. The physical exhaustion from your old life is replaced by a deep, satisfying tiredness. It is the good kind of tired. It is the feeling of building something real. You start eating better and sleeping deeper. Your body responds to your new positive mindset. Health improves when stress disappears. You realize that the trap was making you sick. Breaking free is healing you from the inside out. Every cell in your body vibrates with a new frequency. You are aligned with your true potential. The way people treat you changes almost overnight. Humans are highly sensitive to energy. They can instantly tell when you have shifted your mindset. You walk into a room and heads turn. You carry yourself differently. Your posture is straighter. Your eye contact is stronger. You speak with a calm authority that commands instant respect. People who used to ignore you suddenly want to hear your thoughts. They ask for your advice on their own problems. The dynamic in your relationships flips completely. You are no longer the follower. You are the leader. Friends who once mocked your ambitions now look at you with a mix of awe and confusion. They cannot understand how you changed so fast. You do not need to explain it to them. Your results speak louder than any words you could say. You become a magnet for opportunities. Good things start finding you because you are finally ready to receive them. Financial stress begins to melt away like ice in the sun. This is not just about making more money. It is about changing your entire relationship with wealth. You stop chasing cash and start attracting it. The mechanism you built starts producing steady returns. You look at your bank account and feel a deep sense of relief. The knot in your stomach when you pay bills is gone. You can afford the things you need without losing sleep. Better yet, you can afford the things you want. You treat yourself and your loved ones without guilt. You realize that money is just a tool. It is a tool that buys you the most valuable asset in the world. That asset is time. You start buying back your hours. You no longer have to trade your life away for a paycheck. You control your schedule. You decide when you work and when you rest. This level of freedom is intoxicating. It feels like you can finally breathe. Your family notices the shift in the household. The tension that used to fill the air during dinner is gone. You are more present. You are more patient. You listen better because your mind is not racing with financial worries. Your children or younger relatives look up to you in a new way. You become a living example of what is possible. You show them that they do not have to accept the standard script. You break generational curses just by changing your own path. Your partner feels a renewed sense of security and attraction. They see the fire in your eyes and fall in love with your drive all over again. The home becomes a sanctuary of growth instead of a place of stress. You create an environment where everyone around you feels inspired to level up. Your success becomes their success. You lift the whole family out of the mud. The most beautiful change happens in your quiet moments. When you sit alone at night, you feel a profound sense of pride. You look back at the person you were just a few months ago and shake your head. You cannot believe you ever accepted that miserable life. You survived the resistance. You pushed through the doubt. You built your escape route brick by brick. The emotional satisfaction of knowing you did it yourself is unmatched. Nobody handed you a free pass. You earned every single inch of this new reality. You trust yourself completely now. You know that if you lose everything tomorrow, you can build it all back again. That self-trust is the ultimate wealth. It gives you a confidence that no one can take away. You walk through the world with your head held high. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are the creator of your destiny. This new reality is not a destination. It is a continuous state of growth. You do not stop here. You just keep expanding. The ceiling that used to limit your income and your happiness is completely shattered. You set bigger goals and crush them with ease. The world opens up to you. Travel becomes a regular part of your life. You experience new cultures and meet new people. You realize how small your old world was. The trap kept you in a tiny box. Now you have the entire globe to explore. Every day brings a new adventure. You wake up grateful for the life you have designed. The fear of the future is replaced by pure excitement. You cannot wait to see what happens next. This is what life was always supposed to feel like. You finally understand the true meaning of living. You are awake, you are free, and you are unstoppable. The respect you command extends far beyond your immediate circle. Strangers notice your energy when you walk into a store or a cafe. Cashiers and service workers treat you with genuine kindness. They sense that you are a person of value. You tip better and smile more, which creates a positive loop of good karma. Business owners want to partner with you. They see the drive in your eyes and want to be part of your journey. Doors that were previously locked suddenly swing wide open. You realize that the universe rewards those who take massive action. The law of attraction is not magic. It is simply the result of a focused mind and relentless effort. You attract what you are. You became a person of high value, so high value things come to you. Your relationship with failure changes completely. You no longer fear making mistakes. You see every setback as a valuable lesson. If a project does not work out, you just shrug and try a new angle. The emotional sting of rejection is gone. You understand that a no just means you are one step closer to a yes. This resilience makes you incredibly dangerous to the old system. They cannot break you because you do not break. You bend and adapt like water. You flow around obstacles instead of crashing into them. This mental toughness is your greatest superpower. It allows you to navigate life's storms with a calm smile. While others panic during hard times, you see opportunity. You know how to build value in any economy. You know how to solve problems in any situation. You are truly free because your freedom is internal. No external force can ever take it away from you again. I want you to really feel this new reality right now. Close your eyes for just 1 second and picture it. Imagine waking up without an alarm clock. Imagine checking your phone and seeing notifications about new sales. Imagine sitting on a porch watching the sunset with zero financial stress. This is not a fantasy. This is your future. But it only happens if you take the final step. You have seen the prize. You know what is waiting on the other side of the resistance. Now you must execute the final plan. Executing that final plan means you stop thinking and start moving this very second. I know waiting until tomorrow is the oldest trick in the book. Tomorrow is a ghost. It never actually arrives. You only have today. Right now, your brain is trying to negotiate with you. It wants to say you need to do more research. It wants to tell you to wait for the perfect moment. Ignore that voice completely. The perfect moment is a myth created by cowards. You are not a coward. You are someone who just woke up. The trap is already trying to reset itself. If you pause for even 1 hour, the old habits will creep back in. The comfort of the cage will start looking appealing again. You must strike while the iron is hot. Momentum is a fragile thing. You just spent hours building it up. Do not let it cool down. Grab a piece of paper and a pen. I want you to map out your exact next moves. No devices, no screens. Just you and the physical paper. Writing by hand connects your brain to your hands in a powerful way. It forces you to slow down and think. The first physical action you must take is clearing your immediate environment. Look around the room where you plan to work. Is it messy? Is it full of distractions? A cluttered space creates a cluttered mind. You cannot build a new life in a chaotic zone. Take 10 minutes to clean your desk. Throw away the trash. Put away the unnecessary items. Wipe down the surface. Make it completely bare. This act sends a massive signal to your brain. It tells your subconscious that a new chapter is starting. You prepare the ground for a new seed. Once the space is clean, sit down in the chair. Take 3 deep breaths. Inhale deeply and exhale slowly. Feel the tension leaving your shoulders. Feel your mind sharpening. You are now in a state of readiness. This is your command center. Nothing negative is allowed in this space from now on. Now I want you to define your exact micro-task for today. Do not write down a massive goal like building a business or making $1 million. Those are too big. They will paralyze you with fear. You need a task so small that it feels almost ridiculous to fail. What is the absolute smallest step you can take toward your chosen solution? If writing a guide, write the title and 3 bullet points. If offering a service, write down 5 people to contact. Make it absolutely tiny. Make it totally undeniable. When you look at that paper, you should feel zero anxiety. You should think that you can definitely do that. This is how you bypass the fear center of your brain. You trick it into taking action by making the action too small to resist. Once you start, the momentum will carry you forward. But you have to start with something microscopic. The next step is to block out your sacred hour. Look at your schedule for today. Find a 60-minute window where absolutely no one will bother you. It might be early morning. It might be late at night. It might be during lunch. Find that pocket of time and claim it. Tell your family you are not to be disturbed. Put your phone on silent and place it in another room. Close all the tabs on your computer. Shut the door. This is your fortress. During this hour, you do not exist for anyone else. You only exist for your own future. Set a timer for 60 minutes. When that timer starts, you work. Do not check email, look out the window, or grab a snack. You just execute the micro task you wrote down. Pure, unadulterated, deep focus. This time is non-negotiable. While you are doing this work, your mind will try to wander. It will bring up doubts. It will remind you of past failures. When those negative thoughts appear, do not fight them. Fighting them gives them power. Just acknowledge them and let them slowly float away. Imagine they are clouds. You are the sky. The clouds just drift by. Bring your full attention back to the physical task in front of you. Focus on the pen or keyboard. Ground yourself in the work. Every word or action is a brick in your new wall. You are literally building your escape route with your own 2 hands. Feel the deep pride swelling in your chest. You are no longer a helpless victim. You are a powerful creator. This feeling is the ultimate antidote to anxiety. You are taking your personal power back. Distractions steal focus. Refuse to let them win. When the timer goes off, stop immediately. Do not push yourself into burnout. End the session feeling like you could do more. This leaves you hungry for the next session. Stand up and slowly stretch your body. Drink a cold glass of water. Look at what you have actually accomplished. Even a short list is real progress. It is solid proof that you can do this. Take a picture of your work or save the file in a specific folder. This creates a physical record of your commitment. Tomorrow, you will look at this record and feel a surge of motivation. You will see that you are a person who keeps their promises to themselves. This self-trust is the foundation of all future success. Celebrating small wins rewires your brain for happiness. You are training your mind to associate hard work with positive feelings. This makes future work much easier. Set the rhythm for the next week. Block out this exact same 60-minute window for the next 7 days. Treat these appointments like meetings with the most important person. Because they are. You are meeting with your future self. Never cancel or reschedule them. Life will interrupt you. Hold your boundaries very firmly. Say no to things that do not serve your goal. You are in a season of intense focus. You are building the engine for freedom. Engines take time. You cannot rush the process, but you must be consistent. 7 days in a row create a new neural pathway. It will turn this action into a habit. Once it becomes a habit, it requires zero willpower. It just becomes part of who you are. Every day you show up, you vote for your new identity. You prove to the universe that you are serious. Friction will happen. You will have a day where you feel tired. You will have a day where work feels pointless. On those days, lower the bar. Tell yourself you will only work for 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes. Usually, once you start, you keep going. If you truly need to stop after 10 minutes, let yourself stop. The goal is to never miss a day. Consistency beats intensity every single time. Showing up for 10 minutes on a bad day is better than showing up for 0 minutes. It keeps the chain alive. It keeps the identity intact. You are the kind of person who shows up every day. That is the identity you are forging. Protect it at all costs. Do not beat yourself up when things get tough. Be kind to yourself. Treat yourself like a good friend would treat you. Encouragement works better than harsh criticism. You have the map. You have the tools. You have the exact steps in front of you. There is no ambiguity left. The only thing standing between you and your new life is moving your body. Do not let this moment pass. Do not close this video and go back to your old life. That life is a sinking ship. You have a lifeboat right here. Climb into it. Start rowing. The journey is long, but the shore is waiting. You were meant for greatness. You were meant to live a life of freedom. Claim it today. Take the first step right now. Put down the device, pick up the pen, and begin. Your future is watching you. Do not let it down. The time for talking is over. The time for dreaming is finished. Now is the time for pure, unfiltered action. Step into power and never look back. This is your final opportunity to change everything before the window closes. The clock is already ticking. Every second you hesitate is a second you give back to the trap. You know exactly what to do now. The path is clear and the destination is waiting. Do not let fear dictate your next move. You have already survived the hardest part, which was waking up to the truth. Now you just need to walk the path. Keep your eyes fixed on the prize. Keep your mind sharp and your heart strong. The world needs people who refuse to stay asleep. Be one of those people. Be the one who actually follows through. Your legacy starts with this single, decisive action. Take a deep breath, smile at the future, and execute the plan. You are ready. You are capable. You are free. Go claim the life you truly deserve. You hold the key to your own destiny now. Do not let this fire fade away. The trap is waiting for you to slip up, but you will not. Subscribe to this channel right now for the next phase of our journey. I will see you soon. Keep building your freedom today,